This field of garlic, Matt Dave Chambers' place, and this is his garlic. It has a real purple hue to it.
Yeah, so this is about, we're probably about a week, 10 days out till we pull this field up.
Yep.
It's just starting to die back now.
Yep.
Yeah, most of the time, you know, we'll just pull one up and we'll see. So this one again, so you're asking about biochar. This field had potatoes in it last year.
Look at this. Look at this monster head.
This would have had the biochar in that field.
Wow.
So with this field, I use a hedge trimmer to get, we sell a lot of scapes, and then I take a hedge trimmer to it because it always seems like,
Fatten them up.
well, and the scapes tend to hide, right? Sometimes I use a brush cutter on the tractor and just set it low and just mow down the tops of all the plants.
Right.
This I go through it with a hedge trimmer. That's why they look a little bit shorter, you know, and they've cut down a little bit. It's just because oh, look at that, and it didn't even get the scape.
I'll eat that one. Oh.
There you go.
Thank you. Oh, whoa. I got it.
Now the thing with this field is that what I found is because we had mulched this whole field last year, what I'll do is I'm going to follow this with carrots. So this will be a beautiful fall carrot field. So this field is partially heavy land and partially sandy as you come up, because you can see the
Good for carrot production.
And so what we'll do is as soon as these guys come out, I'll run in here with that manure spreader. We'll heavily leaf mulch this, chisel it, right?
Yep.
Run the chisel through it just to really deepen the subsoil, like make sure the subsoil is open, and then we'll plant it, and then these will be the fall carrot block. So this will be a good sized fall carrot block, heavy production on this field, you know. And if they don't get through them all, these guys, because of the sandy, they'll hold really nicely into the winter, right?
Great rotation.
Yeah.
Great rotation. Treating the land right. Well done.
Yeah, and so if you just take a look over here, this side here was like an intensively used field last year.
Yeah.
And you'll see it's in layers because as crops came out in the fall, I did we use a broadcast like an old fertilizer spreader, and I'll put the cover crop seeds in there. We broadcast those out and just shallow till it, but because of the high frog populations, it's nice to do it in segues, right? So you'll see it's kind of strips of oats, and then it goes into vetch, and then oats and vetch and oats and vetch, and yeah, that's the way it is. And you'll see just rising up out of there now, you can see against that forest wall, there's 3 really nice walnut trees, because there's a creek that we overlanded, old tiles. We collapsed the tiles underneath. We dug a trench so that in the summertime water flows along there overland. So again, all the different birds and everybody else who needs water has access to it in the summer. And those trees are on the upper side of that bank, so their feet kind of go into where that water goes. So those have never actually been watered since we planted them, those walnut trees there, and they're doing quite well.
Fantastic. Fantastic. There's some eco-friendly education there, boys and girls. Much love and respect.
Here you go. So while we're here, you'll see, so Natalie's focus has always been on like having the forest interaction with the farm. And
absolutely.
So now, if you look from up by the house and you come down, she's trying to get it. So in between here, there's a main line. We have the 5-inch main line that takes water up the mountain.
Right.
But you'll see she's put in these willows this year. Right, these kind of funky little willows.
You gotta love that, man.
But again, it just it gives that vertical canopy inside of here for birds and other things to stop over. And this piece here that looks kind of dried out, this was my daughter's flower garden last year.
Is that bachelor buttons over there?
Yeah, so she had flowers in here last year, and she sold flowers at the market. And so we've just left this because there was a lot of nesting birds in here.
Nice.
And a lot of these flowers were coming back. On the far side, we tilled in sunflower seeds, so they're just starting to come up. So by the time these guys are all done, that'll be there. But because the ponds are back in there, you always have to be a bit careful. Like we're about end of June, so it'll be in the next probably I'd say in the next 10 days, you'll start to see all the baby frogs will be coming out of the pond, and you'll start to be in the crops every morning. They'll become like your little workmates in the morning. Right? Very animated, and it's a great thing. But you have to be sensitive to them, right? Because they're the most sensitive indicator in the ecosystem.
Absolutely.
And the reason that these are here is because you have my main line here.
Yeah.
And there's a little leak in this one pipe here. So
easy watering.
So we try to situate things around where we're going to get water catchment. And it's the same when we shut the irrigation off after a day of irrigation. Right, you have a 5-inch main line that goes up the hill.
Yeah.
So we just have a tap fitting on the very bottom of the line. with a hose, and then we just run it up into where we're doing restoration work in the forest. So you're not wasting that water, having it just kind of seep out everywhere. You're actually taking that and having that water in the younger trees that you're planting into new forest to keep things going.
Nice willow.
Over here, you see, because we're at the foot of the mountain and water comes down, you see how this is kind of wet?
Spongy, yeah.
But this is Natalie used to have the chef survival event.
Oh, look at this.
Money to protect farmland. We just dug this out because it was always kind of wet down here, because
Yep.
it's kind of where the head of the main was.
Yep.
And so what this was the mud pit that the firefighters and the chefs used to have to do as part of the obstacle race. And so
I remember that. That was a long time ago.
yeah, so rather than backfill it, what we've been doing is just planting in the vegetation. See, you've got the flowering red currants coming in here.
I like the red. I like the sedges, bulrush.
So
Yeah.
what this does is it creates, as water comes down from the mountain, it just slows it down a little bit as it leaves. So
A swale. This is a swale.
Yeah, so you're just kind of getting it there before it gets to the ditch. So you're just creating this, and then the main of the headlands, or the main of the head of the water main is over there.
Yeah.
So sometimes if you get a problem up on the line or something happens and you got to lift it, all that water drains and it funnels into here. So this again just creates another little wetland space in the middle of the
Fantastic. Fantastic. I love it that Nat did that. That's awesome. Very awesome. Constantly cutting the seed heads, eh?
Yeah.
And
This is a little mulberry tree.
mulberry. Love mulberry. Takes 10 years to get the mulberries though. On some. Now they got new ones, they get it in the first year. Well, this is Howie Jones. Much love and respect. Take care of Mother Nature. Look after the land and the earth will look after you.